morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. First Sky Omaha in the morning.
In the morning. Need to get on up, y'all. Hey.
It's time to get up, get out, and do something.
Hey.
First Sky Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
Hey. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Thanks for joining us on this Monday, August the 25th, 2025.
Hey.
We're back.
We're back.
Yeah. Yes, man. Appreciate all you guys coming on through. And as you can see, I'm going to highlight Buddy right now. Buddy is in a space, in a place that you
Spaces and places, man.
Yeah, man.
One of the funkiest spaces in America.
Where all funky things come. Buddy, Stankonia Studios right now, broadcasting live. Yeah, man. For those of you who know, we're gonna talk about it.
Legendary room.
He came in on nonchalant this morning, like, yeah, hey, good morning, man. Oh, you got NSPNs in the back, sitting in the back. Okay, where you at? Stankonia. That's what's up. Appreciate you guys coming on in, man. If you guys don't know what's happening, we'll be talking about it in just a second. But RG comes in first this morning. Gives us a top of the morning from North Kakalaka. Okay. Man, you out down south somewhere doing it? That's what's up, bro. Appreciate you tuning in then.
North Carolina. I used to live in Charlotte, man. What you doing out there? What you doing?
Yeah. North Kakalaka and Compton. Check it out. Pops gives us a good Monday morning and mad love from Las Vegas. Appreciate you getting up, Pops. I know what it is to get up this early now.
Man.
Real way. I am back in the O. So I had a good travel and appreciate Pops for hosting me. Appreciate you very much.
Good time for this weekend, man. There's a lot going on.
Lots going on. Judy Prinzer gives us a good morning, ready for the day. I like that with a capital day and some exclamation points. That's what's up. Ready for the day. Love it. Appreciate you. Mark Manor says, good morning. Happy false fall. Yeah, it's a little chilly out here right now. I actually turned the heat on this morning because I just came from like 108 degrees all week last week. So when I got here, I was like a little chilly. Sure. Marla Harrison says, good morning, First Sky family, and happy motivational Monday. Appreciate that.
Nice.
Sean McCarthy says, happy Monday. Hope you guys in chat chimers had a decent weekend. Yeah, let us know how your weekend went. Love to hear about that. Like Keisha says, happy marvelous Monday to all. Marvelous. Heather Williams gives us a good morning, everyone. Appreciate it. RG says, over in the mountain, buddy. Vibing in Asheville for a hot minute.
Okay. Nice.
You got to get up, get out.
Man, get something.
So welcome again. There you go, Sean McCarthy. We're gonna bring it back. Wow, Stankonia Studios, the place from which all funky things come. That's awesome. See, man. Sean McCarthy knows what's up.
What's going down?
No, man, buddy, you got to tell us where you're at and why you're there and what's happening for real. What's up, Roscoe Wallace?
Yeah. Top of the morning, everybody. I actually got your message, brother Roscoe. Definitely appreciate that. Just want to acknowledge you. Top of the morning to you. And coming live from Stankonia. This is purely a treat, birthed out of circumstance.
Boom.
I work here over the weekends. Just making sure everything is copacetic, making sure artists who come in for sessions are taken care of. We were in here till about 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, and I was too tired to drive home. I'll be honest, so I ended up sleeping here. And like, hey, I got my stuff. Might as well do the. Let's not worry. Hey, anybody who knows anything about Atlanta knows this traffic is treacherous. So I'm gonna not chance it. I'm gonna just set up where I'm at, hunker down, do the thing. So here we are, live from Stankonia. Yeah,
live from Stankonia Studios, bro. And I gotta tell you, it's more than just that too. Anybody knows that when you're working in the studio, you're working all late, overnight, all that stuff too. So it's not lost on me that you fell asleep in the chair and got up. It was like kept rolling in the morning. We've done that many times too. So yeah. So anyway, breaking news right here on our First Sky Omaha in the morning. Buddy is broadcasting live from Stankonia Studios, where legendary hits were made by the likes of Outkast, Goody Mob, TLC. Come on, we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it for sure. On that mic, amazing. So anyway, yeah, appreciate you guys joining us this morning. We do have lots to talk about, and of course, today is our Senator Cypher. So we're going to be
Hey,
checking in with Senator Terrell McKinney and Senator Ashlei Spivey. Put some respect on their names. Lots going on in the city, and lots of things to talk about. It seems like Senator McKinney is in the news a lot these days. So gaining some attention, and people are hearing his name for better or for worse. Some people mad about it.
oh
But
yeah,
some people are, yeah, so people like us are happy to see it. So we'll talk about what's going on there with them and many more things going on. Of course, the weekend had brought a lot of stuff, but this weekend for the Haps, for community updates, a lot of stuff coming. Speaking of the Dungeon family,
hey,
Stankonia Studios, yeah, man, CeeLo Green, who was probably on that mic sitting right behind you at one point. That mic right there. That mic right there.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Actually, his verse of "Get Up and Get Out" was recorded right in this room.
Right chair, right chair. And those of you that are studio heads like me know too, when you go walk into a studio and you see those two speakers in the back, those speakers are called NS10s, legendary speakers. Yes, Pops, Uncle Bruce had a couple. I grew up with NS10s in the studio for real. So, yeah, when he woke up, I was like, you at the real studio today.
Man, hey, not the home studio, not the
Get the
home studio.
get the real studio today. CeeLo Green will be here in on Saturday. So if you happen to be able to run into him when he's out there, you never know. In Omaha, it seems like you're able to meet the, the people that come through because they be looking for the community, and the community is us
Man,
in a big way. So it's rare that I go to a show where there's a big name artist and I don't get to stay later and talk to that big name artist. That's the one thing that I didn't get in other cities that I
mm,
live. I get that in Omaha big time, especially if they're black. They black artists. They're like,
yeah.
where the black people at? And two of us are like, we right here. We right here. Can we come backstage? So if you happen to talk to CeeLo Green, hey, hip and tell him that First Sky Omaha is broadcasted live from Stankonia this Monday, and that the mic he used is right behind Buddy.
Man, man. He
But I
might
will
have
also
rehearsed it.
he rehearsed there too,
Yeah, they rehearse here for their shows.
like now, like these days.
Yeah, yeah.
So he might have rehearsed for the Omaha show in that studio right there. Maybe, could be. Earlier that day is also some Grammy nominated heavy hitters in jazz coming out. Everett Harp, Paul Jackson Jr., and Jeff Lorber are going to be at the Jazz Funk Soul Love 'em Jazz Festival. This is the free event as well. August 30th, 2025 starts at 4 p.m. at Turner Park, Midtown Crossing. So even though Jazz on the Green is done, this is going to be some real jazz on the
Man,
green coming up. And I heard the weather's going to be pretty nice this weekend as well for this. So I'm looking forward to this as well. And like I said, man, the 30th is going to be blackety black all around there, Turner Park, Midtown Crossing, and then later on that night, Gene Leahy Mall is going to be hosting the Freedom Tainment Unity Festival.
man.
So shout out to Freedom Tainment, shout out to Calvin, and shout out to CeeLo Green for coming to the Midwest, man. It's going down. It's going down in a big way. Also, before we get moving on too much more, we just want to let everybody know that Miss Ava Lila Eagle was found. I don't know if you guys saw the article in the newspaper, but she's been found. Somebody's been arrested for kidnapping, and you can look for the story on that. We'll post it in Friends of First Sky Omaha. It's already there. As a matter of fact, shout out to Erica Felt, Miss
Man,
Erica Felt, who posted the article in Friends of about what happened. But luckily, she's been found, and that's really a good thing. For finally some good news on a missing
man.
person. So that's what's up. RG in the chat says, so Buddy be stanking every weekend. That's what's up. Yes, right. That's right. Wanna lose gives us a good morning. Appreciate you again. If you're just joining us, yes. Yes, Buddy is in a different environment this time around. I'm back in the home studio in Omaha. Buddy's now in Stankonia Studios in Atlanta. And just I don't know why we didn't think of this before. It took you falling asleep and being like, I'm just gonna get up and do it here.
I'll be honest, I did a little debating too. Like, man, should I? But hey, that's the point, man. You know, we're gonna do the thing, no matter what's going on.
We're gonna do the thing no matter what's going on. Also, what's going on, man? Afrofest coming up on the 31st.
Hey,
This weekend is gonna be off the chain, man. Everything going on Saturday night, and then Sunday Afrofest. I'm so glad that Afrofest is happening Sunday and not Saturday because
man,
man, Love and Fest, CeeLo Green on Saturday, and then Sunday Afrofest. I know some people are gonna be out at all of them. I got some friends that go to every single thing that happens in Omaha, so Shout out to them. That's what's up. Appreciate them very much. Also, Leah Keister, who is a Chad Chimer and a friend of First Guy Omaha, sent this out as well this week on Swing Left Nebraska podcast. Spilling tea with State Board of Education members Deborah, Kristen, Liz, and Maggie. So that's what's
Okay.
up. Definitely check this out wherever you get your podcast. Swing Left Nebraska podcast gets down. They're trying to strengthen our democracy, as you can see. So definitely check this out wherever you get podcasts. It's going to be a good one. And shout out to them. Also, IB Black Girl. we had Ange Bennett on that said that they were going to be talking about who's coming to the Kiki. They're going to announce that at the rally, or what they just have.
The
They just had
summit.
the summit. Thank you. And they did. Tatiana Ali is going to be the
Man,
keynote speaker for the Kiki. And let me move this thing out the way so I can see the date. November 8th, this is happening. So this is coming up. It's coming up. Go to IB Black Girl, see if there's tickets, see what's happening. Shout out to IB Black Girl for bringing the heavy hitters and the big names as well in a real way. So yeah, that was the announcement, and it happened over the weekend. Let us know if you were able to attend the summit. I'd love to hear about what happened over the week last weekend as well for that. And last but not least, man, you guys have been really posting a lot about the survival clubs. Man, shout out
man.
to Brother Kasim and shout out to the Black Agenda Alliance. Shout out to the Urban Survival Club they got going on here, and shout out to the Omaha Star for broadcast putting this out in the paper. So Omaha Star did an article on Urban Survival Club, and we were just like, yeah, man, that's what's up. This is what we're talking about this coalition of information that we have out here. Shout out to TD Sanders, who's also in the news right now for an announcement about the new editor that's going to be over at Omaha Star. And I'm gonna reach out to her, see if we can have her on and talk about that a little bit. But shout out to the stories that they got going on over there these days, and giving some love to Urban Survival Club. Brother Kasim said they had double the kids they had last time, so this is really growing. And he'll be actually be on the show this Friday to talk about the changes that have been made over there as well. So shout out to Brother Kasim. Can't wait to talk to him. And yeah, it'll be really super dope, super dope. Love it.
Getting down, getting down.
Getting down. It's already 7:12, man. And there's so many things going on in the city. We'll save some for later. So do us a favor and stick around. It is our Senator Cypher today, so we'll be checking in with Senator Terrell McKinney, Senator Ashlei Spivey, put some respect on their names. And yes, we'll have a great conversation continuing on, and I'll save some of the hats for a little later on today and all that good stuff. Before we move on, real quick, Marlon Harrison in the chat says, shout out to certain people in Omaha who are succession planning right now instead of waiting until the last minute to pass the torch to the next generation. Love to hear that.
Yes,
Something I need
yes.
to do in my life in a big way. Marlon Harrison says, Miss Sanders, Terry Sanders, the Omaha Star, is passing the torch to her daughter. Yeah, that's the big
Yep,
news. The
yep,
new editor. So shout
yep.
out, man. Yeah, like I said, I'll reach out to Miss Sanders and see if we can have her on and talk about what's going on with the Omaha Star, which is exciting. I'm excited about
Word. Yeah, man. Can't wait to see what the daughter has up her sleeve. But yeah, speaking of up sleeves, Paul, I'm surprised, man. You being modest, man. You kind of burying the lead right now.
What's that? What's that? You know, I don't be thinking in terms of that. What's going on?
You did a thing, man.
What I
You
do?
did a
What I do?
thing.
Oh,
Come
oh,
on, man.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I got my pen on over there at
Come on,
Omaha Magazine, man. We had a nice chat with the mayor. We told you about this chat with the mayor. As a matter of fact, you're gonna be seeing some footage from our conversation with the mayor very soon
yes,
in
sir.
the lanes of change. But yeah, man, I was able to write this for Omaha Magazine. Yeah, it is kind of a big deal because I'm not a writer and I don't necessarily I get published in Omaha.
Come on,
Omaha is
man.
where Omaha, the Reader is the first article I ever got published, and now I got a couple in Omaha Magazine. So that's what's up. They're coming back to me on some things, and looks like I'll be doing a little bit more for that as well. But yeah, this was a really fun one to write right here because we got to talk a little bit about our perspective from that day that we spent interviewing Mayor Ewing. Put some respect on his name. Check out Omaha Magazine, man. Some changes been made over there at Omaha Magazine. We got some homies in there. Shout out to Doug
Oh
and
yeah,
yeah, looks like they're trying to they're trying to expand it out a little bit for some other people in the community to be interested in it as well. But
yeah.
it's a huge piece, man. It's a huge magazine for Omaha for real.
Oh yeah, man. Big. And you did your thing, man. I know you're saying you're not a journalist, but I'm with RG. He says, okay, bashful Beezy. I see you, yeah, man. Being a little bashful. You did your thing, man. So big shout out to you. Shout out to Omaha Magazine. Yeah, go check out that article, y'all. Find it in Friends of.
There you go, man. Everybody got to stretch out and get their journalism on in a big way. There's a war on journalism. There's a war on journalists.
Man,
It's the most gangster thing you can do to tell the truth and be a journalist these days. And yeah, I see you. I see you over there, Anthony Rogers. Right, we're gonna jump in. I'm gonna hand it over to Buddy so we can jump into some of the serious things we're gonna get to today for real.
yeah,
Where you
man,
at,
yeah,
Buddy?
man.
What you thinking?
Yeah, let's go ahead and dive right there, man. Starting with international, we're gonna work our way to our own backyard. But yeah, man, we'll start right there with Brother Anthony Rogers. Right, you're on point journalist, one of the most dangerous jobs in the world, especially when you front lines with it, trying to tell people exactly what's going on. A journalist in Israel or in Gaza recently lost his life after again a hospital was bombed. Another journalist, both working with Reuters, was also injured. So again, those activities in the Middle East continue. So there is definitely that situation. Also, speaking of continuations happening here stateside in DC, Trump is continuing with his seizing of DC. Actually, now escalating things. According to NBC News, the National Guard troops in DC will now begin carrying firearms. So, yeah. And it's not just escalating where they are, but it's also rumored to be expanding to other areas. As CNN reports, Trump says Chicago, and man, when you're right, you're right.
Mm,
Chicago now being targeted as the next city for a federal crime crackdown, and also Trump saying that things will intensify in DC as well. So yeah, that whole campaign is expanding. So we'll definitely give more details on that here in a second. Also happening locally, but connected to the whole Trump situation, not just National Guard, but simultaneously ICE being deployed across the nation. And shout out to Natalia Alamdari, actually, speaking of, news gang journalists on the front lines. Again, Natalia was one of the Flatwater journalists who was sent out to Ukraine to do some work. So big shout out to her and the work that she does. But her recent article talks about a crazy situation at a county fair where ICE, rumors of ICE agents were swirling at a time when there were supposed to be some performances from some Hispanic bands and things like that. So again, the ICE tension still very much so present throughout Nebraska. So much so, actually, that there was a protest over the weekend. About 100 or so people descended upon the governor's mansion to address this whole Cornhusker clink, if you will. So again, we saw White Paul out there, as we like to call him, my man Paul filming, boots
mm,
on the
mm,
roots as always, running his lane. You can see him right here in the green hat, kind of in the middle of the picture.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, that's Paul. That's Paul.
eagle-eyed view there. What's up?
Yeah. So yeah, man, shout out to everybody that was out there, boots on the roots, letting your mind be free, and more importantly, letting your voice be heard. But here we go. Again, we're here for the next 2 hours. As Paul mentioned, we'll be talking about that and more. We have our Senator Cypher coming through in a little bit. So big shout out to Senator Terrell McKinney, Ashlei, Spivey doing their thing. In the meantime, between time, we're going to do our thing. Paul B, what's the
Yo,
word?
yo. Man, I'm gonna jump into the chat real quick. Before I do, I also want to mention this is kind of the anniversary of Katrina as well, which everybody has
Man,
been talking about. Man, it's hard to believe it's been like 20 years since that went down, and yeah, no justice yet, really. Pop says it's a great story. Oh, okay, you talk about the article, and you are a great writer.
yeah,
Thanks, Pops. Appreciate you. Believe me, I know. Congratulations, son. That's right. It's high praise coming from a writer. Appreciate you, Pops.
man,
Also, Mark Manners says, bet they are in Omaha by the end of September, talking about troops. Yeah, that's why it's a big deal that they're going to be, that they might be in Chicago. He's going to really take over. They're talking about taking over every city. They didn't say this, but this is what has been implied, especially cities with black mayors, especially blue dot cities. So
man.
yeah, you're right, Mark Manner. I bet you they'll be talking about it here too as well. Also, Andy Rogers Rice says now more than ever is the time for Mayor Ewing to declare that Omaha is a sanctuary city, not just for immigrants, but for all Omahans. Good
Mm,
idea. Good idea. We'll see. We'll see if that is something that is on his agenda.
we'll see.
Wish I would have thought of that when I was talking to him because that's a great idea. You know, you take it for granted about sanctuary cities. We were one before, I believe. Then we weren't. Or am I thinking about another state that I lived in? Let me know.
No, I
Kimber
think
Snipes,
you're right.
yeah. Kimber Snipes says, good morning, y'all. Appreciate you coming on in. Also, Tony Johnson says, Pilling committed Nebraska National Guard to ICE efforts. Yep. He did that. He also sent troops. I mean, even before all this ICE stuff happened, he sent troops to California and Texas to protect the
Mhm.
border as well. So he's all about the National Guard. He's also about all these things in a big way. Ridiculous. Anthony Rogers Wright says it's triggering. We've been at Katrina events here in New Orleans, and people are still so traumatized. I forgot she was in New Orleans. That's what's up. Said
Yeah.
Katrina was not a natural disaster; it was the result of white supremacy and capitalism. That's the one thing that I try to bring up every time there's an anniversary about Katrina is that people have, because of the narrative, it always sinks back into this idea that it was a hurricane that did all this damage. It was the levees that broke that did all the
And
damage. It's been letting the levees break. So I can,
man,
yeah, definitely something to remember that this is that you're right. White supremacy and capitalism is the reason why people got drowned out in New Orleans in Katrina. So don't ever that's the one not to forget each time.
man,
So
and not
there
just
you go.
breaking. There's reports of explosions being heard during that time. Like it's yeah,
Yeah.
the
Oh,
deeper you dig,
ooh,
man.
that's crazy, man. If they blew them levees like that, that's crazy. That's crazy work. Ooh, man.
I mean,
And let people drown. You know what I just saw? I just saw something. There's some short documentaries coming on now about what some of the militia groups did during that.
mhm,
It was out
mhm.
shooting folks. They were using the opportunity to shoot folks. Yeah.
It's the we try not to get into it, but I can't help it. It's the same mentality. Like it's the same thing that's going on now. Whether we're talking about sweeping undesirables off land so you can claim it, DC and the homeless population right now, like what Trump is talking about with these parks and how the homeless people were muddying up and making these parks so bad, and now they done swept the garbage trucks through and took out the garbage, and now these parks are all perfect. Same mentality with Katrina in New Orleans.
And you know what? You got me thinking about what just happened with this budget. We're gonna be talking about this too. This
Mm,
2026 city of budget amendments that some of the city council members put out because somebody was talking about some parks in there.
yeah.
Somebody was talking about some parks in there. As a matter of fact,
The
yeah.
same person who wants you to take DEI out of the budget too. Let's talk about that.
Wow. Okay. We had a conversation with Amy Melton too while we got her up on the screen. When she was running, we had an interview with her. Go check it out on our YouTube channel. Had a conversation with her about what it is that she was going to do. When I met her, I think she was pretty nervous that she was talking to us, and I was a little nervous that I wasn't going to be able to hold my tongue enough to be able to do the interview. But it turned out to be a conversation, and I felt like there was some. There was some understanding there, but that doesn't take anything away from what it is that each of us believe, and this is reflected right now in this thing. We'll come back to this budget, this city budget as well, and talk a
Yeah,
little
man.
bit more about it. But yes, there are people that are definitely trying to do some things with parks and tennis courts and things like that, amidst all this moving of homeless people into jails and things like that as well. So tough. Maggie Miller Jenkins in the chat. Good morning. Says Katrina should be a reminder for everyone how much the government does not care about you. Like Michael
Mhm.
Jackson said, they don't really care about us.
Man.
Marlon Harrison. None of this is surprising because Project 2025 talked about all of this, but Americans are fighting back and not backing down. Got to remember that too. A lot of people taking to the streets. A lot of people fighting. Whether or not their fight is effective, not sure. I am seeing a lot of stuff going on in the news right now about at least like the Democrats are doing some fighting back a little bit. Yeah, if you want to talk about stuff like Governor Newsom trying to fight fire with fire, a lot to talk
Man.
about. Also, Imagine Miller Jenkins says Katrina Babies is very informative documentary on what happened to the education system and what's still happening in Louisiana. Ooh,
Mm.
thanks for that tip. I'll definitely check that out.
Yeah,
Anthony
actually,
Rogers, right? Go ahead.
that's Anthony Rogers right. He's told us a few things about Louisiana and the school system down there. If you can remind us about some of those stats that you gave.
Mm-hmm. There you go. Sister who was 10 during Katrina said it was the first time I understood that America does not consider black people to be full humans. Woo! At 10 years old when it happened to her, she had to grow up and think about that. And that's what the conclusion she came to. Tough. Very tough. Anthony Rogers right talking about Amy Melton. Okay. Tony Johnson said a lot of these council members have self-serving amendments, most deaf. too close to organizations that are asking for more money. You better follow the money on this one. Yeah, we'll definitely try to keep our eye on what's going on with this budget. This is the first time I ever seen these this kind of grouped amendment. Of course, we'll be talking about it more, and then talking about what District 2, Lavanya Goodwin, is into. So we'll come back to that as we continue this conversation. We got about 5 more minutes before we're anticipating our special guest. Senator Cypher is happening here coming up with Senator Terrell McKinney, Senator Ashlei Spivey, and we really appreciate everybody who's joined us this morning. We would love to ask you to please share the show. If you're on Facebook, it's easy to share on your page. If you're on YouTube, please share the link to anybody who you think might need to want to have these discussions and hear some of this news coming up. Anybody who you think would benefit from this, we really appreciate it. Please like and subscribe while you're over there as well. And just to give you all an update on what's going on over here at 7:26 right now in Omaha, Nebraska. If you believe in the concept of time, I am back in town, back from the West Coast, and Buddy is not in his usual spot this time around. As a matter of fact, he's in the ultimate place, in the ultimate space. When I think about what our backgrounds need to look like, it's this. NS10s behind us in the studio in our natural habitat.
I think that's a big boy like foam toy. I think that's
dope.
Yeah.
So yeah, Buddy is in Stankonia Studios right now. If you don't know what Stankonia Studios is, it's the place where all the big hits from the South really came, man. Outkast, Goody Mob. Give him a little rundown, bro. Give him a little rundown.
Man, pretty much the Atlanta sound. You know, like a lot of hits from Lil Jon.
That's
actually, right. Yeah. Shout out to my dog Slade. A lot of hits from Lil Jon. Actually, Waterfalls, TLC's Waterfalls was written in this room, recorded in that booth. Man, Masego, he has a video in this studio. Man, I can keep going, bro. So many artists. Actually, Bobby Brown used to own this studio before Outkast. Outkast right? Got it. Yeah. Before Organized Noise and Outkast got it. Used to be called Boss Town. It was Bobby Brown's studio, and then before that, I think it was some band. I don't want to misquote but it was a big band's studio before that. But yeah, it's legendary studio here. Legendary.
Love it. He just kind of accidentally got in there today because of just falling asleep last night and saying, let me just get up and do the show from here. But I don't know why we didn't think of this before, because this is really the natural habitat right here.
It is.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I appreciate you. Shout out to the fact that we are making things go the way we're trying to make them go, man. This is all part of what First Guy Omaha is trying to do in a big way. Speaking of which, buddy, we got to get back out to Napa.
Man,
some village is gonna be at the festival this time, bro. We'll talk about it. But anyway, yeah, that's what's going on right now. Legendary Stankonia Studios. As a matter of fact, CeeLo Green was on that mic right behind him to do a whole bunch of stuff that he's done over time. And of course, CeeLo Green will be here in Omaha at the Unity Fest coming up this weekend. As a matter of fact, 7 to 10 at the Gene Leahy Mall at the Riverfront. Come on through, check out the legend, CeeLo Green. Let him know that we up in his old studio, hanging, doing the show.
Man,
appreciate it. Let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know how your weekend was, and if you're planning on going to any of these things that are coming up this weekend. And yeah, we'll definitely keep in touch about the haps on that level in a big way. Until then, in the meantime, between time, we'll take a quick break and we'll come back and hopefully anticipate our Senator Cypher that's about to go down with Senator Terrell McKinney, Senator Ashlei Spivey. You know, we do that every 2 weeks, and it's time to check in with them. So get your questions ready as well. And yeah, we'll be right back, and we'll take a quick break and come on back through. You're listening to First Guy Omaha in the morning. All Beee, outer space, Buddy to God. Space is the place. Stankonia Studios. It's going down, man.
Get your drunk shit.
Omaha, get ready to groove. The Love 'em Jazz Festival is back Saturday, August 30th at Turner Park in Midtown Crossing. Enjoy the sounds of jazz funk soul, Jeff Lorber, Paul Jackson Jr., Everett Harp, plus Julian Vaughn and 480 East. It all happens from 4 to 10 p.m. and it's free and open to the public. Bring your friends and your love for great music. The free Love 'em Jazz Festival, August 30th at Turner Park, starts at 4 p.m.
Whoa, that's what's up. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. First Sky Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
Paul B, buddy to God.
Hey.
All of you, Chad Chimers, Ghost listeners, I appreciate you guys joining us this morning. Let us know how your weekend went and what's going on around town and so on and so forth. Again, we're anticipating our Senator Cypher this morning, so stay tuned for that. And if you missed any parts of the show, you can always go back and check it out on YouTube. And I'll check it out on Facebook as well, because there's comments coming from both YouTube and Facebook. And the comments have a lot to do with what's going on. So because of that, we're looking at enhancing what we got going on here with this morning show, and it really also includes you, the Chad Chimers. So once again, just want to send my appreciation out to everybody that comes in and engages in the conversation. Also, those of you that watch the show later on in the day and add comments later on in the day as well. And then, of course, everybody who puts headlines and things in the news on Friends of First Sky Omaha that you think we should be discussing. So we really appreciate you guys doing that. Makes it easy for us to kind of say, this is what's floating around in my mind. Let's see what the Chat Chimers have to say about it. We go to Friends of, and a lot of us confirmed. It's on your minds too. So with that, we're going to go ahead and jump into a couple of stories before we get to our Senator Cypher. And I'll go ahead and hand it over to Buddy. What's on your top of your mind right now, Buddy?
Man, well, let's start stateside and kind of tee it up for our senators and really talk about this ICE situation. Big shout out again to Natalia Almdari, our partners over at Flatwater. Again, definitely anticipating the senator's response. Again, since the last time we had our Senator Cypher, a lot has changed in Nebraska as far as the Cornhusker Clink, the activities of ICE, and the state's support of ICE, which, again, Senator McKinney has been vocal and speaking against, actually calling out and challenging Governor Pillen on his stance and support of ICE. But again, it's still a reality for many Nebraskans across the state. Actually, again, Flatwater Free Press and Natalia Almdari reports Chase County, apparently the sheriff of the county says he called ICE fearing lack of law enforcement resources, not because of a Mexican ban. Many immigrants stayed home during a county fair. Again, there was a band, a Mexican band that was scheduled to perform at the Chase County Fair, and they did not show up after, again, rumors started to swirl about this sheriff calling ICE to come in, apparently storm the fair. Again, every year the Chase County Fair draws about 10,000 people to this county of about 3,700. So numbers wise, kind of the equivalent of what you just seen as far as Native Omaha days. But again, they come from the classic small town rite of summer, and they come for the fair's annual concerts. This year, the county fair did something new. For the first time, fair organizers hired a Mexican band to perform. Again, for the first time, they hired a Mexican band to perform, and that was foiled by these rumors. The announcement actually brought buzz and excitement on social media. But again, in the hours leading up to the Thursday night concert, only 300 tickets had sold for the grandstand that could hold about 3,500. Again, many local Latino residents had decided to stay home, afraid of what could happen. So again, this is a real fear that's continuing to expand and grow in Nebraska, and it's having already implications. I don't know if you've seen the report recently of how or a post about how the agriculture industry has been impacted by these moves, and now how farmers, coupled with the tariffs and China's halt on soybean orders, I believe billions of dollars in soybean orders, this ICE situation is impacting everybody and helping nobody per se. So again, big shout out to Natalia Almdari for the work that she's doing in the reporting on this. Of course, Flatwater goes in depth on these stories, so I would definitely urge you to check it out for yourself. Read the full article to get the whole story, because again, very interesting situation. And here we are, Nebraska, not for everybody.
Not for everybody. I just talked to some friends of mine in Nebraska, and also some friends of mine in California, Hispanic, some Chicano friends of mine actually that say they stay home from a lot of stuff too. And these aren't people who are in threat of being or in threat of being what they call quote unquote illegal. These are people born and raised in the states, and are still afraid to go because what they're hearing all around is that it doesn't really matter. They're picking up everybody, and a lot of people are are getting detained that are legal citizens. So
Man,
so people want to try to act like, well, these are all these illegals that are staying home from this concert. Nah, a lot of people are staying home from the concert because they don't want to get mistaken for somebody that needs to be hauled off to some detention center, because we keep reading that this happens everywhere. So, so that's unfortunate but hitting close to home. We all know we have to remind ourselves where we're at, what state we're in, and what our governor wants to do. Sending Trump a message. He even said he wants Trump to know that we are behind him with these ICE efforts, and so it's going to continue to be this way in a big way. So
man, I'm looking for the post, but there's actually a percentage wise out there of like how many people have actually been deported during the situation, or actually even convicted of a crime. And it's like upwards of like 70% of the people who have been detained have not been convicted of anything at this point.
all right, and
They're just rounded up and held.
there was another percentage out there about how many people were actually breaking the law that were getting picked up and detained as well. So yeah, there's a lot to it. Imagine Miller Jenkins in the chat says the fear is the point. If people comply ahead of the enforcement, further doesn't have to push it. Fear, excuse me, the fear doesn't have to
Man,
push for it. This is also something that I have been thinking about as well. The way that they have offered people to self deport, and how scared they are, and how many people have done
man,
that because of what just and not fighting for it. There's organizations like ACLU that are doing a lot of fighting, but a lot of people don't feel like they have any back or any resources, and a lot of people have went ahead and just did that, fooled into thinking that it would be in their best interest to go ahead and self deport. Interesting stuff, to say the least. Linda Lathan gives us a good morning. Appreciate you coming on in. Yeah, that was kind of what I was thinking, Miss Jenkins, is that part. Like, of course, this is all fear based tactics, and it's kind of it's terrorism, really, when you
man,
try to scare people into doing something, forcibly put them in situations. Those reports that you're looking at, it's hard to find those numbers. It's hard to find about who's actually getting sent away, who's actually,
hmm
all those numbers are also being shielded as well, which is so much why it's important that we, journalism is kind of what keeps a check on a lot of those things as well. A lot of times, journalism is also has to do with surveying and getting firsthand stories and so on and so forth. Lots to have to
man.
do in order to get the information, because it's not readily available all the time, which we all know.
The fourth
We'll
estate,
table. Let's say again.
the fourth estate.
The fourth estate. We'll be talking about it. We'll table this conversation for a moment and come back to it. But we have our special guest waiting in the wings. We'll go ahead and bring him in, ladies and gentlemen. Senator Terrell McKinney in the chat. Good morning, bro.
Good morning. How y'all doing?
Doing great. How
Doing
you doing, man?
well.
I'm doing good. My bad. My camera on my laptop kept crashing, so
Oh,
I'm
it's
here
all good. It's
on
all
my
good,
phone.
man.
Oh yeah, you here? We see you clear. Yeah, man. Yeah, thanks for joining us this early in the morning. And I know Paul said he wanted to table the conversation, but I'm not gonna do that. We're gonna continue the conversation because I want to get your take on
Continue
all
on.
of this. Yeah, yeah, man. Again, since the last time that we spoke to you, a lot of things have transpired stateside. You released some statements, kind of let your thoughts be known on the situation. So let's kind of continue there. Again, talking about the ICE detention center in McCook. Of course, the protests over the weekend. What are your thoughts on what's going on, and what can you do as a senator?
My thoughts on what's going on is that it just honestly don't make any sense that our governor was signing our state up to house a ICE detention facility, but he's following behind the president, and it's just ridiculous. The work ethic camp out in McCook houses about 186 people with a capacity of 200 people, and they want to expand it to 300, which sounds wild because it's already, if it has a capacity of 200, I don't know how you get to 300 without, squeezing people into boxes pretty much. And then you have another issue of, okay, if you're going to put, ICE detainees in McCook, that means you got to send that 186 somewhere else, and we're already over capacity at other facilities. And NSP just had that storm, so they're down 3 units. I don't know where people are going. It just honestly don't make any sense. And then the claims that state dollars won't be utilized for this facility is also bogus in my opinion, because you're gonna have to use state dollars to move people, to house people, and unless there's some upfront money being paid by the feds, the state is gonna have to foot the bill and hope that Trump reimburse them, which we all know, Trump don't necessarily pay his bills on time. So the state is going to pay for that too. But overall, man, I just think it's a sad reality for the state. I think we also got to pay attention to them actually also, putting troops in our streets. Nebraska is on a list of states that they're considering deploying troops to. Uh,
Mm.
so so that's another issue, and more than likely it'll probably be Omaha because we got a black mayor and they're targeting cities with black mayors. So that's something we got to pay attention to as well. It's crazy.
What you're saying right there is really hitting home, because there ain't nothing going on here that would require the National Guard to come break up. There's not even protests going on here enough to say that they need to do it. They need to even bring out the police force. Like, this must be what people in other cities are feeling like. Like, what? Why? What the National Guard for? What? I've been hearing a lot of people with strategies that are saying, don't even go out. Like, let them go out there and show a force. You don't got to go out and picket and battle against them that way. You weren't out there in the first place. Like, just stay home and let them spend all that money sending people out. People are strategizing about how to do this, and I'm like, why are they strategizing this way? And it's hit me right now that you're saying it, because what would happen if they decided to send the National Guard to Omaha? Like, first of all, where
But
where would they send them? Why?
But it's not even about not going out, because you look at what's going on in DC, they walking up on people. They going to people porches, telling them don't come off the porch,
True,
don't do this, don't do that. So I don't even
true.
think it's a situation of don't go out and protest. They're utilizing them to just go around and just harass people and target people, especially black communities.
True. Walk up to your house. You're right. You're right about that. I remember when some things went down. Probably about 10 years ago, and things were getting bad. And I remember my uncle saying, "Well, it ain't that bad yet. They ain't walking up to your house yet." And now here we
Man, I mean, what's stopping them from walking in your house? Have we gotten rid of no knock warrants yet?
Nope.
are. Right.
Oh, okay.
And
Literally.
as far as what can we do as senators, we just trying to figure out, what's going on. They provided us with no updates, so we just been trying to get that type of information from the department, the governor, and the inspector generals and ombudsman. We just trying to figure out that piece, because the also gray area in this is if they move detect people who I don't even want to call them detect, because that just sound wrong.
Mm-hmm.
If they house people unjustly in the worth ethic camp, you know, are we still allowed to just go inside because it's a state facility? I would argue yes, because we didn't give up our powers, although the governor would, like to partner with Department of Homeland Security. I still want to know, who's gonna, be paying the individuals who are, overseeing that facility. Is it state money? Is it Fed money? It's so many questions and a lack of answers. I have a cousin out there, and he calling me worried about what's going on, because he just got sent out there, I think maybe in June, because he was happy to get out of NSP. Now he kind of worried he got to go back to NSP. So it's crazy.
Yeah. In the chat, real quick, Magic Miller Jenkins says our tax dollars pay for our citizens to be terrorized. Craziness.
Man,
Again, to your point of who's paying for this. Then the Lathan
we
says,
are
right, exactly. When will the fire marshal say about the cram? Makes no zero sense. When's the fire marshal going to speak up and be
man.
like, we got too many people in these places?
Crap.
Cram. Cram. And Kimmer's Knife says, think about all the stories put out by these organizations talking about the juvenile issues in Omaha, Nebraska.
My thoughts exactly. It's that's the problem. That's the problem. It's just rhetoric because there's no crime problem in DC. Like it's a statistically a 30-year low. So the fact that this rhetoric, to Kimra's point, she says that's going to be all the proof they need. She says, by these organizations, I mean the sheriff's department and these others who wanted to look up of our babies or
Lock
lock
up,
up
lock up.
lock up our babies. So again, the very conversation of and the
And
feeling and the just the fact that the bill was passed,
and
just the
they
fact
having
that the bill was passed.
and they having a big press conference on that bill. I think Wednesday. What's today's date?
The 25th.
25th.
It might be today, or they definitely having a press conference with Don Klein, Aaron Hansen, I think the governor, Senator Bostar, some other people. I saw an announcement about talking about that bill.
Let's see if our next guest knows anything about it. Ladies and gentlemen, Senator Ashlei Spivey is in the chat. Put some respect on her name. Good morning.
Good morning.
Can you hear us? Can't hear you.
There you
Oh,
go.
there we go.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, my screen is frozen, but it is today, Senator McKinney, the press conference. I'm going to leave and come back. I'm having some tech issues.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Cool.
Tech be taking. It is Monday.
Tech be checking on Monday for sure. Yeah, that's so they're going to be having a press conference to say that this bill. Well, what do you anticipate them saying is that this is happening now?
That basically they're glad the bill passed to pretty much, deal with the juvenile justice issues in the city of Omaha. Pretty much, they're gonna say across the state, but it's targeted towards kids in Omaha, uh, especially Black kids. So it's just another one of those things. And also, Don Klein is running for reelection, so they're using that as a tool to kind of boost him in his reelection. So that's all it is.
Hmm.
We get ready. Let's bring him back Senator Spivey here. Before we do, there was a question that got put out. Maggie Miller Jenkins says, what can we do to legislate that police department retirement funds are used to pay for lawsuits instead of city funds? Mull that question around a little bit while we check in with you. How are you doing this morning, Senator Spivey? How you feeling?
I'm good. I'm a little tired. We had our summit last week for Ivy Black Girl.
We
And
got
then, yeah, I had that. And then I got to celebrate my brother getting his award on Saturday from Urban League. So I'm tired. I took my son to the
Hey,
Children's Museum and he ran me ragged.
that's a good tired. That's a good tired.
she tired.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well,
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
yeah. Well, I appreciate you getting up and coming on this morning anyway, even though you're tired.
Yeah.
So yeah, appreciate you. Yeah, just we're kind of talking a little bit about what's going on here with everything really. Marianne Williams is also reminding us National Guard isn't going door to door. It was ICE and other law enforcement. So again, talking about what's going on there, but who knows what these troops are going to do? They've also just decided that they're going to allow these ICE agents to be armed. Were those the ICE agents that are going to be armed walking around DC?
I think it's
National Guard.
National Guard.
National Guard.
National Guard. Which I
Crazy.
mean, still
You
though,
know,
either way,
and it's interesting. So we had Nicole Hannah Jones as our keynote on Friday, and her work
Yes.
around the 1619 project, just of what we were seeing from enslavement from a historical perspective and the implications now. And she talked about some of this, about like the state of our democracy and where we are, and people need to like activate. There's not a like, oh, this will pass, or I can sit this one out and let it shake out. That like time is of the essence, and there's a sense of urgency around where our democracy will go from here. And so I've been kind of thinking about that all weekend too, just from hearing her words and her perspective as a national thought leader.
That's what's
yeah,
up.
yeah.
She was just here, and I remember, like you said, she was the author of the 1619 project, which is a huge situation, and that's where you start. You start with what's the history and where we're at. So thank
Mhm.
you for bringing her out for real. Hope you guys had a
Yeah.
great time with her.
Yeah. And speaking to that activate point, I just wanted to put out there, like in this season of Spaces and Places, our whole point is not to get active from a reactionary standpoint, not to react to what Trump is doing, but to get active in building the world that you want to see. Don't just react to Trump, but if you're not happy with the world that you see right now, get active.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's definitely necessary. So one of the things that, like, outside of this role, in my seat as a senator, IB Black Girl stood up a C4. It's called Black in Action Collective for that reason. So when we were working on the ballot initiatives last political cycle, so 2024, it was like every time I'm doing something, it feels like an eye opener for me. And so like I saw how ballot initiatives are ran, that we are not at the table making decisions around the ballot initiatives, how the money is distributed, how you work with funders. Like it just was like, wow, like we are not playing in this space, and ballot initiatives are a tool for the people to use when your elected officials are not responsive to what you need. And then as a C3, which is your IRS tax status, you have a cap of how much advocating you can do. And so a C4 doesn't have it in that same way. So we stood up, it's called Black in Action Collective. It is a separate organization, a sibling organization though, that specifically looks at Black political power across the spectrum. So not just a subset of Black women, femmes, and girls like I Be Black Girl. And that came from just my experience. Yep, Daddy will be back. And so it's just from my experience of like, we need to get ahead of candidate recruitment and building succession plans. We need to be able to mobilize, and not just during political cycles. Like all of that is important. And so we need to make sure that we're able to do that. And that's what a C4 can help you do as a political tool, as well as a political action committee, which we also have stood up to invest and raise dollars for a candidate. So, I mean, to your point, buddy, like, you have to, like, we don't have a choice. And I'm hoping more people see themselves in this space and figure out what they can do, so that we can change, again, the world that we want to see, because it's not in our favor. It has never been in our favor. And really now, right, in our lifetime, we're seeing that it's not. So
let me jump this. Go ahead.
Well, just this collective is very interesting, because I'm thinking of what other bodies, exist in the state of Nebraska for Black people to, activate politically. And I'm thinking of, of course, the Black Caucus, but, that's beholden to the Democratic Party. Of course, the NCAA, but we all know what's going on. Well, I guess we don't know what's going on with that, but that's the problem. So I'm kind of curious, as far as this collective, it's non-bipartisan, or what is.
yeah, so it's bipartisan. So we are not, our goal is to build outside of political parties, because we know, like, they're not perfect, right? They each have their issues, but we as a people can decide our political agenda to self-actualize, right? So think what the Black Panthers built, right? They dreamt of a world, and their activities aligned to that outside of government not doing it. And that's how we got free and reduced lunch program in our school lunch program, because of what they dreamt and saw for our community. And so our approach is the same. We want to build Black political power that is not rooted in a party, but really around how do we self-actualize in front of the issues that are in front of us, especially economic opportunity. And so, like, we had an announcement. We're just finishing our strategic plan, so we'll be announcing that. We'll launch our website. And a lot of what we're doing is going to be base building. So making sure that people have what they need on the ground, that are not like in roles like myself, right? Like, I have privilege to be able to do this as part of my work. But for people that are just navigating every day to day and like, I don't like how stuff is going, or I want to advocate to my city council for this, or my state senator, making sure that they have the tools accessibly for the way in which they need it for whatever it is that they want to do. So we're not telling people your leadership needs to be rooted in this. We're saying, hey, what is it that you want to accomplish? Here are the tools that help you get there, so that you can activate how you see fit for yourself, for your family, and your community. So I'm really excited for it. We have a really great board. We're fundraising. So I'm fundraising like crazy for it, to be able to pay our people and to be able to really get involved in this upcoming cycle for 2026. But again, past election cycles, how are we activating in community?
My question to Senator McKinney: these kinds of PACs, we've been talking about, having some of these things. We need some of these things, this coalition building, in the first place. So shout out to you, Senator Spivey, for putting this together. Senator McKinney, in your time in the legislature, have you worked with any other groups that are similar to this? What do you anticipate the effectiveness will be with with Senator Spivey's group? Is this the key? This is the answer for some movement, in your opinion?
No, I haven't really worked with a lot of PACs and honestly, but I do think it's needed, honestly. The because there's a lack of just recruitment, there's a lack of intentionality when it comes
Hmm.
to candidates, especially those that are coming from our community. So there hasn't been any like that ever that I could think of, honestly. But there have been packs that try to give, but the intention in this is a lot different, and I think that's what's been missing because we are in a unique space, especially being black and in politics in the state of Nebraska. It comes with a lot that people don't tell you. So I think it's very important to have something like this.
I'm very struck by this because we've been having this discussion maybe for the last 2 or 3 years, right, buddy? Where we're talking about coalition building and the fact that we don't have representation and we don't have people that are getting together and trying to do these things. So Senator Spivey is blowing my mind again because you just have the talent of figuring out what is needed and being able to dive in and grab it and go for it.
Well, and I'm a community organizer by trade. That has been all of my work within the social sector, is like bringing a community organizing lens to philanthropy. When I was a VP at a bank, now Abby Black, right? Like, so for me coming in, and the C4 is not just for candidates. So that's a piece of it. It's for you, Paul B and Buddy. Like when y'all are talking about, in my neighborhood, I want to get a stop sign, or we're seeing an increase of kids not having nothing to do, and I'm concerned. What are the tools that you need to be able to do something about it, where you feel like it's rooted in your leadership and your lived experience and expertise? And so it's really about that base building. And how do we do that in a way where it feels more comprehensive and unified, versus that we have, and we're not always going to agree as a Black community, right? Like, it's too many of us to, like, that's not the goal. And it is to say, though, we know that these are the key things that are impacting our community that we can agree on, that we need to put energy and momentum behind, and that's what we prioritize. And so it's kind of a both. It's the candidate support. Again, just my experience, and even seeing Senator McKinney, is like the stuff that he had to go through. I didn't realize till I was in there, and it can destroy you. Like, it's really tough on your mental. And so we need those soft spaces to land. We need where people understand it, because if you're not in it, you don't get it. And so I wanted to create a space that allowed, again, for Black people just to be well and whole. Like, what is it that we need? And politics, laws, policy are like the linchpin in that. And so my efforts have been more focused on that.
That's
There
what's
you
up.
go. There you go. I think this might be a whole nother conversation, but just the concept of rugged individualism, it's a trap. It's a lie. Nothing gets done in a silo. Nothing gets done individually. Teamwork definitely makes the dream work. So thank
Yeah.
you.
We're working on a series called Lanes of Change, and one of the lanes of change is political power. And so some of the things that we've been reviewing right now has to do with getting people in seats. We talked about Precious McKesson put out what we call the six to dismiss, next year, and she's got some names here, and we are always talking about who can fill these seats. It's not just getting people out of seats, but who can fill them. But this is a new aspect of political power, because you really can't have any without having this coalition building in the first place. You really getting together and getting the people together as well to be able to back what people in these seats are doing, like yourselves. So again, yeah, I just really appreciate what's going on there. And before we and I also am thinking about what's happening right now. We started to talk about a little earlier before you came on, Senator Spivey, with McKinney, about this threat of what might be happening in Omaha. We heard that Omaha is on this list of cities with black mayors that are being threatened, that the National Guard might be sent out to by this administration. There were some questions about what legislation can do about that. What are some other things beyond legislation? We're always talking to you guys about the legislature, but you also are involved in other things like this C4 that you're mentioning here, IB Black Girl, Black Agenda Alliance. there's these other organizations that you guys are also supporting as well, and for the reason of we need to do something beyond what the legislation can do as well. Could you speak to some of those things? What are some of the things that we can prepare for or get ready for when it comes here?
Man, you want to start, brother? Or you want me to?
You can. I'll follow up.
I mean, that's such a good question. And honestly, like being like 100%, I'm still trying to figure that out. I feel so overwhelmed in this time. And I think people want to feel like, I think sometimes it's presented like we have it all together. So I will speak for myself. I do not have it all together. I had to divest from parts of the news because it was so traumatic, right? And outside of like just the National Guard here, like the conflicts globally around Black people in Haiti and Sudan have like taken over the things that I've been reading about. So I've been in this space of like feeling overwhelmed of like, again, there's a sense of urgency and like we're on this cups of a revolution, which is like fast system change, right? So a revolution doesn't just mean burn it down. It means that there is a quick answer around incremental system change. And so I've been trying to sit with what is my role? What can I do in the positions, influences of power that I have, whether it's in the legislature or who I can assemble? And then how do I take care of myself and my family? Because we know that the work has, one, there were sanctioned, right, murders of leaders in our community at very young ages. And then we have seen, especially for Black women, dying in their late 30s and 40s that were movement leaders because of what we hold. And so I'm trying to figure that out. So I don't have a good answer, but I feel like being transparent in that I don't have a good answer also, right, is a part of community building and navigation.
Know that. What say you, Senator McKinney?
I would say, it's still a lot to figure out, honestly, because, the administration, whether our governor or the feds, they're doing things and they're keeping a lot of secrets to themselves. So it's hard to understand what they're doing. But, you know, um, the one thing we do know is they're trying to attack our community. So I think the biggest thing we can do is information share. If you hear something, share something. If you want to get together with a group of people in the community, start doing that. I think when I talk to like people in DC, they had already had an idea that the administration might try to do something, so they just began to meet and just have conversations about what might happen if this happened or that happened. And I think that's what we got to do here is just start information sharing and getting together, whether it's a group of 5 or a group of 2, and just having those type of conversations. I think that's how we could be proactive, because it's a lot of unanswered questions that we don't know, and it's all up in the air, to be real. So although yes, I'm in an elected position, I'm getting information just as fast as you getting it, honestly, because we're sending those emails, we're asking those questions, and they ain't coming back. So we trying to respond as best as possible.
Can I lift up something that we talked about, Senator McKinney?
Yeah.
To this. So I feel really frustrated with some of our peers and colleagues across the elected official like government, not just state, but other levels, because before I got in the body, Senator McKinney and Senator Wayne actively were talking about the carceral system, what we need to change, what we need to do, right? So then I come into the body, I have that same approach. It's my district. I have been personally impacted. I care about it. And like think about from a racial profiling perspective, Senator McKinney saved that committee that was at the state level. And Black people have been most impacted by racial profiling, right? There's no advocacy around it. And now the same tenets of racial profiling they're using around immigration status. And people want folks to get up in arms about them racial profiling for immigration status when it has always been an issue. And Nicole Hannah-Jones talked about this too. Like, you can't be ready to advocate when it's on your doorstep. Like, if you are talking about building movements and you are an elected official and you care about these things and all community members, you got to be on board all the time, even when your community is not impacted. And I have not seen that as it relates to Black bodies in the carceral system. The ICE facility is, we could have gauged that as we look at how they're treating the current people incarcerated, and no one is advocating in the same way. And so I have been very disappointed, to say the least, around people, especially elected folks, getting involved and understanding that they need to be present, not just when it's convenient for their district, not when it's just convenient because they are running on something or it's a re-election year. And so I've talked to Senator McKinney. We've talked about this a lot, and that's my safe space of send my frustrations. I'm sure he's getting sick of my texts. If something pops up, I'm like, have you seen this shit? Can you believe it? But I just, again, like, so I think another place people can do is hold these other people accountable. Like, yes, we are Black senators. Yes, our districts have most people, being incarcerated. And also everyone has a responsibility to that issue, to what's happening around us. And I feel like they could do better.
You actually... She teed up my next question. It's just too perfect of a segue, because we have this story from the Nebraska Examiner about the protests that went down at the people are responding to what they're seeing. There was a protest at the governor's mansion over the weekend, and one of your fellow senators, Senator Margot Juarez of Omaha, was there at the protest, and she actually kind of echoed what you're saying as far as she says, saying she needs to be stronger so she can advocate for my immigrant community. Saying much has changed in our country since January. And I'm just kind of curious, to your point, has there been, because there is a cross between, the incarceration of immigrants and the mass incarceration of Black bodies. We already know what it is. Has there been any conversation, any organization, any coalition building with, those senators, the Margot Juarez's and other senators?
I can say I gave this feedback a little bit nicer in a communal space, and we'll see if it was received. So again, I think folks have limited capacity. They're trying to understand. I get all that, and I need people to do better. And so that feedback has been given, and I hope they rise to the occasion and show up. Senator Juarez, my white colleagues, folks that are in rural, how many people have gone back to NSP since the storm? I know Senator McKinney and I are going back. We have been still fielding questions and calls. We bring it up in our communal, conversation spaces. So we're still talking to other elected officials at other levels of government about incarceration. What does that look like from the juvenile side to adults? I feel like, again, I want us to just do better as elected officials. And I feel like as an elected official, I can call them out as my colleagues, right? Like, because we run on these platforms, we talk about and have a different purview than our partners on the ground. And so our responsibility runs deeper. We need to shoulder a lot more than I think some people were expected to do previously and have been called in to do. So I'm calling them in to shoulder more and to do more.
That's what's up. It is 8:08 right now, if you believe in the concept of time. If you're just joining us, this is the Senator Cypher. We're with Senator Terrell McKinney and Senator Ashlei Spivey. Put some respect on their names. If you have questions, then definitely go ahead and put those in the chat, and we'll definitely talk about that. As a matter of fact, in the chat right now, Tamika Renee is saying, we appreciate your boldness and innovative strategy, Senator Spivey. We are giving into these deep discussions at our next Black, Brown, and Red Meetup Coalition meeting on September 25th. I appreciate you saying that. I was very interested in that Black, Brown, and Red meetup. I heard that the governor showed up to the last one, so I definitely want to hear more about that as well. Marianne Williams says, yes, thank you. Racial profiling has always been a huge problem, and until now, for people to see it. I do like this. What it is that you're talking about. That we can't wait till it gets to your doorstep to care anything about what's going on as well. So this is all news to me. It sounds like some action. It definitely sounds like some action being taken here. I want to pivot real quick, just for sake of time. Quick question that kind of goes back to what we were talking about a little bit earlier. Alligator Alcatraz. over there in Florida, which we know are pretty much like these concentration camps, ICE detention centers, people where they're placing people. I heard in the news that it got shut down because of a judge. And that led me to think about what's going on here, because, of course, all the last 2 weeks we've been reporting on the fact that they're talking about having a Cornhusker clink over here with in the place that Senator McKinney was talking about earlier. They're going to have to move people around, and even to have them in there. Is there something that can happen here with our judges? Is there something that we can set up for their people? Are there people that we can reach out to that might get Cornhusker clink shut moved around in the same way that Alligator Alcatraz is getting moved around by the judges there?
There's organizations like the ACLU that are looking at legal remedies to try to, address the issue and try to prevent, what was proposed from happening. Not sure how that's going to go necessarily, because, judges in every state are different and they rule different in each state. So
Mhm.
I'm not sure, but I know there are people looking at what legal remedies are possible to try to prevent it from happening.
And man, it's just it's crazy to think that again, several years ago, you get this national overcrowding emergency designation from the federal government. Nothing gets done about it, and here we are now. That same government that acknowledged that this system is overcrowded is adding another prison, like is overcrowding it even more. It makes no sense.
Mm-hmm.
Makes no sense.
As Miller Jenkins says, Florida was based on environmental factors. I guess making that decision. So yeah, I guess there's a lot of things to consider that maybe ACLU and other people can consider. Maybe judges will lean towards making some changes there. But that stood out to me because the way it feels right now is this administration just decides to do things. And there's nothing we can do about it because it seems like every other branch of government is going along with it. And then you hear something about some judges that decide that this is we got to shut this down for whatever reason they using. I'm sure that it was legal entities and bodies that presented it to that judge that figured out how to get it shut down, and the judge ruled yes. So and I don't know much more about that situation if it is all the way shut down or whatever, but it just had me thinking in those directions about Omaha. What can we think about here as far as what kind of battle? So ACLU is a good one. Definitely need to have them on the show at some point. Any other organizations or individuals that we spoke to the governor just recently, and the governor said that he didn't want ICE detention centers. He didn't think that was a good idea. I don't know how this plays in with the law enforcement. We'll have to ask him about it. But are there any other entities or people in seats that you can think of that could fight what it looks like might be coming?
I mean, that's a good question. I honestly, just being real, I think every level of government is going to be impacted by what happens with this immigration stuff, whether it's the state legislature, the county board, the city council, the school boards, whatever, are all going to be affected. So I think every elected official at every level has to have some type of or has to pay some sort of attention to what's going on, because all levels of government will be affected. I don't think it's just on the senators. Although we have our roles, like when you think about a jail, it's in a county. A county is going to have to look at that. So and then you think about schools, kids are going to be impacted by the loss of parents and those type of things. So it to me, I think every level of government should be paying attention, because they're all going to be impacted, and it's not just going to be up to the senators to make certain decisions, because there's some decisions we can't make, and we're also not in session until January.
Man, not just all levels of government, but all levels of society.
Yeah.
Seeming, it's
Yeah.
everybody.
Jumping to the chat real quick again. Marianne Williams had a question. I know this is likely a pipe dream due to the partisan makeup, but will the Nebraska legislature body do anything about Pillin keeping McCook a secret? Didn't hear about that.
I mean, no. And there
He
might
kept it
be
a
some of our
secret,
colleagues that knew, like we didn't know. And we've asked questions. Senator Hunt did a Freedom of Information request, like asking for emails and items around McCook from the governor's executive branch. She hasn't received that yet. And that was, I think, a week before it was like in the news. So I mean, like people are, as Senator McKinney said, we're asking questions.
Yeah.
We are trying to get information from the executive branch, and we didn't know, and they haven't responded yet. So
Okay, well, we're gonna quit berating you with questions about this about this thing coming. Anything else on top of mind that you think that we need to be looking at and working up some fight for?
I would say I would tell people because I gotta hop off real quick, but I would tell people to
Mhm.
start paying attention to the coal plant in North Omaha and what OPPD is doing
Yes.
and making sure they keep their promise to close the plant. That's a real big issue that I believe people should definitely start paying attention to. It's an environmental justice issue and it's been delayed way too long and our community has been negatively impacted. So I would say that, start paying attention to what's going on at OPPD. I saw, Anthony had posted some stuff about, the CEO getting a raise and other individuals getting raises while they're potentially or most likely going to raise rates at the end of the year due to, data
Mm.
centers and those type of things. So I would say people should start paying attention to what's going on there.
Yeah, yeah, appreciate that. We saw you in the news there, so most definitely. Okay, man. Well, we appreciate you taking the time today, and we'll catch up with you in another couple of weeks. You
Peace.
you one of the most mentally strong people I know, bro. So and I know when it comes to people's strength, I'm seeing it from the outside. So do whatever you got to do to take care of yourself on the inside to keep being that strong. So just take care of yourself, man. We'll be in touch.
All right. Thank you.
Peace, peace.
Man, peace and love.
Right on. Before we let you go, excuse me, Senator Spivey, put some respect on her name.
you just
There you
call me
go.
Big Leo Spy.
Big Leo Spivey.
Did
You
y'all see how the weather changed when it came Virgo season? Like literally, it went from hot, beautiful, like tropical weather to like cold and ridiculous. I want to turn on my heat.
Yeah, hey, I did.
Shade.
I was in West Coast all last week at 108 degrees. So when I got back here this morning, was like, wait a minute, let me turn this heat back on.
Yeah.
Uh,
And just to the comments really quick. So both Senator McKinney and I have a really good relationship with Representative Justin J. Pearson, who's leading some of the environmental things in Tennessee. And we have a group chat, like a collective with other lawmakers across the US too, that he helps to organize. So just so folks know, like
Beautiful.
we don't just talk to our people in Nebraska, like we talk and try to build networks outside too. So
Man,
Justin,
man,
I love it.
man. Yeah.
Uh,
For those,
mhm.
just want to acknowledge the comment that she's responding to for anybody who was wondering.
Mhm.
Tony Johnson says Tennessee Black Caucus had a good summit recently talking about these issues and role and action items for Black voters. Looks to be received well. So nice to know you're in coalition with those individuals. Beautiful, beautiful.
Definitely. Anthony Rogers, right in the chat, is also saying the ICE facility in Nebraska will also have to carry out an environmental analysis pursuant to NEPA. That could be the pressure point.
Okay.
So along with that environmental situation there, we should definitely talk about a big pivot this year for us to now start paying more attention to environmental justice. The way that Senator McKinney just left off with us, and now thinking that could even be to part of the fight to not to stop the Cornhusker uh
Clink.
clink from coming as well. So very interesting stuff.
But that's already a part of WAC. You know what I'm saying? So it's also not a new build. It's
Right.
already a
That's true.
facility that we have 200 people at. There's a wait list to get there. So there's going to also be, again, it's just a little bit more complicated of what it looks like. And I do think environmental justice is important. I had a climate action bill around creating a climate action office in the executive branch to specifically look at the coordination of the plan that Nebraska has. And like the city of Omaha did a plan too. But now EAP is being dismantled at the federal level. So that also impacts what things are going to trickle down to at the state level as well. So, yeah, I think it's movements are all interconnected. So it's not, like housing over here, wages, carceral system, right? Like environment, like it's all interconnected from a movement building perspective. And so I'm glad that people are thinking about it in that way and paying attention.
What's
Big
up?
time. Big time.
We
Anthony
appreciate
Rogers
you,
right.
Big Leo Spivey.
Big
Yeah.
Leo, yeah.
Hey.
Let's bring back some warm weather or something. Let's just keep manifesting it.
Yeah. But even in the fall, looks like Ivy Black Girl be making it hot with the key. So keep on keeping on.
We got Tatiana Ali coming to talk about her experience with just she had a negative birth experience with her child, and she actually launched Baby Yams, which is her company where she makes quilts and donates part of the proceeds to maternal and child health organizations. And again, like, I don't know about y'all, but her song Daydreaming was like my hit in middle school. It's why I got my nose pierced, is because of her when I turned 18, because I wanted it when she came to Oakview Mall. This is gonna date me, and it was in the middle, and she performed Daydreaming, and I got my poster signed, and she had her nose pierced. I was like, oh, my mom, my nose pierced. She was like, when you 18? And so as soon as I turned 18, literally on my birthday, I left for my cousin's wedding and I went and got it. And I've had it ever since. And so I'm really excited that she's coming and just to talk about her experience and brilliance. So we just trying to do our things.
I love it.
Full circle moment. What a full circle moment. Beautiful.
You're my idol with that. I'm gonna start doing that with guests on this show too, because all you doing is just reaching out to the guests that you wanted to know and your childhood. You know what I'm saying? Like the people that you've been wanting to meet all your life. Why not?
Yeah, I was like, because we were like, who would be a great keynote that we can afford, right? Because money is finite, and we were like, Tatiana, hello, and she followed Ivy Black Girl on social and would share some of our things and stuff before. So I was like, oh, mama, we made it. Let's see. And then Nezzy on my team, shout out to her. She is so great. Reached out to her agent and did the things, and she's coming. So
that's what's up.
Nice.
Shout out to Nezzy. She's a powerhouse.
Really is. We're lucky to have her.
November 8th. Is there tickets for this?
Yep, they're on our social sites. It should be all updated on our website today with our web person. So yeah, just get your tickets. We're expecting it to sell out. And we hope that y'all come as media.
Man, we trying to work it out. We're trying to expand the team so we can cover more things for sure.
Man,
the Kiki Networking Brunch event is going down November 8th. Shout out to IB Black Girl keynote speaker Tatiana Ali. You guys are killing the game when it comes to these guests that you bring out here for Omaha to see. If we can't get these kids outside of Omaha to see something different, bring some folks into Omaha to make them see something different as well. So
yeah, and did y'all like Spike Lee is coming with film streams?
Bro, come on, man, come on. November 16th. Look for the tickets being on sale this week, man. Feature 9 is going down.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I know the executive director, and I text her. I was like, Spike Lee, all these looking eyes, like it's going to be the blackest film streams has ever seen, because we're going to be hyped and turn out. So I'm really excited for that.
Film streams they're notorious for having some blackety black events over the years. So I'm glad that they're continuing on with this. This feature 9 is going to be huge, though. We're going to be dressed up and really coming with it at the Holland Performing Arts Center for this, for real.
Cannot wait.
Can't wait. Well, again, totally appreciate you coming. Any last words for the people? Anything you want us to look out for before you take off?
No, I'm thankful for the space and being in community. And so I feel like I always try to leave with words for people, but I would love if people can start leaving stuff in the chat for us too. There's a lot of things that we don't know, right? And we're busy and sometimes our head is down. And so I think from the comments that I'm seeing, people are active and engaged. Y'all are helping to create that container. And so keep letting us know what's happening too, so we can be present.
That's what's up. Appreciate you. I see my man Trent Tuka in the chat saying Royal Rising Royalty, have a blessed day. We can leave it with that. End it with that. So
there you
go. All right, Big Leo, we appreciate you.
Peace.
Have a good one. Peace. All right, Senator Cypher in the bag. Appreciate that.
Did the thing.
You said don't call her Ashley Banks. Yeah, don't do that. Appreciate that. Marion Williams says, I feel like the storm that hit the prison and the ICE facility will create urgency and push forward for the new prison. That's what it is. That's what it is. That's why they don't care about the overcrowding. They're just like, well, this gives us an opportunity to build a new prison. You know what it is.
Which is going to be overcrowded from day one when that's built as well. So
Right. So they got to build another one. Magic Miller
yeah,
Jenkins, protest second and fourth Saturday at General Dynamics. Okay. Send us some information about that on Friends of. Let us know. Oh, you're not on Meta anymore. Send us some information at firstsky@gmail.com and we'll spread that word as well for you.
man,
For sure, for
man,
sure. For Palestine against genocide. Yep. Lots to talk about that.
for sure,
Appreciate you updating us on any of the protests that are going on. Definitely want to hear about those. So,
man.
yeah. What you feeling?
Quick
What you
thought on
feeling?
the yeah, just quick thought on the ICE situation, man. It just kind of crossed my mind, and just putting the question out there, a little food for thought, like this youth facility downtown. Now that they're looking for spaces, I wonder if that'll bubble up in conversation and them trying to use that to detain ICE detainees. We'll see. We'll see. Just again, just a thought I'm putting out there.
There you go. Good thing. Good thing to think about. Good thing to
Man.
consider. We'll do that over
Mhm.
a break. It's 8:25 right now. If you believe in the concept of time, we appreciate everybody who's joined us today and tune in to the Senator Cypher. If you miss any parts of that interview, please go back and check it out on Facebook or on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, like and subscribe when you get over there. Check out YouTube. There's a lot going on there. We're about to drop some videos
Man.
on this subject called Lanes of Change, Elements of Revolution. We kind of over the years have figured out that there's a bunch of different lanes that have to come together in order to make some change. And everybody who we've been talking to for the past 4, 5, 6, 7 years now with Mind and Soul are people that fit in those lanes, and they are people who have been mastering those lanes. Shout out to Senator Spivey and Senator McKinney. I think that these are two of some of the strongest people that are in our community, and I'm glad that they're in the seats that they are because of their strength. And I just really appreciate everybody who is supporting them as well. I hear I'm out in the public a little bit, and so I do hear from time to time people who have a problem with them, but it's usually we can trace it back to little some white supremacy that usually
Mm.
rears its ugly head in the conversation. So it is what it is. Mama God says, "Good morning to you, Mama God." She says, "Enjoy
Hey,
the cipher segment." I appreciate
nice.
that. We're trying to expand that cipher. As a matter of fact, with other senators as well. So we haven't been able to lock anybody down quite yet, but we're going to try to do that next Monday, so that we tap in every other week with Senator Spivey and Senator McKinney, and then every other week we'll be talking to senators elsewhere, hopefully in the districts that you perhaps are in. So we'll get to that as we do. We got a little bit more time left here in the show. We'll get to some of these other stories that we set up a little earlier this morning. And if you're just joining us and you're seeing Buddy sitting in a different kind of environment, first of all, before I even talk about the environment that he's sitting in, I just want to say this: this is our how do I say this? This is our natural environment. Me and Buddy are musicians. Me and Buddy
Yeah,
live in studios, and so it
literally.
doesn't make literally.
I slept
Literally.
here last night. I slept in this very room last night.
That's right. That's right. So this to me, out of all the backdrops that we've ever had on this show, is what we've been working towards. Um, and it happened accidentally this time. He's as you well know, we both work our butts off in order to make this
Yeah.
thing happen. And we it's not first guy Omaha in the morning
In the
ain't
morning.
ain't really paying all the bills. You know what I'm saying? We have to have
Yeah.
extra jobs and do extra things in order to kind of make this thing happen. Shout out to you guys that support us with a monthly donation. We're getting ready to do a $5 special coming up.
Hey.
So a new $5 subscription fee in order to help us maintain this as well. Something might be a little
Fine.
easier than the $10, the $25, the $50 people. We'd like to get more
Fine.
people involved. Say again.
$5 and $5 foot long.
Wait a minute. All right. See, I'm trying. We got to think of another campaign now because you didn't took it to the subway. Sean McCarthy says, "Thank you very much. Thank you, Spivey."
Hey.
Hey, bro. Yes, that's what I was getting to right there. This is first of all a natural environment, but this happens to be the space, the place, this place where all funky things come. Stankonia Studios, bro. Stankonia Studios in Atlanta, Georgia is. Please understand the significance of this space. Some things happen. Some great things happen in that space. Some great things are happening in that space. And since you're there, buddy, I mean, you know, you might as well do a little commercial for like come on through, man. You know, rates is it's one of them $500 a hour studios, I'm sure. Nah, probably not
Actually,
that.
no. It's a little affordable. About 300 can get you in for a couple hours
Bro. It's
with
if you
the Grammy Award winning engineer. You know,
that's what I'm saying. 300, man, come on.
tap in.
My
Holla at me.
next album is getting mixed over there. I'm gonna just tell you that right now.
Hey,
Going
holla
down.
at me. Holla at me. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm back in town. I'm back from the West Coast, and Buddy is in his place of work right now as well, Stankonia Studio. Shout out to them for just accepting our brother over there, man. In the first place, look, the natural fit. It was a natural fit as far as we're concerned. So this is some of the things that we're doing behind the scenes, man. Like I said, we're a couple of artists, and we're doing what we're doing here because we need some information dissemination. We need to be able to speak with each other and be well informed in order for us to keep doing the things that we're doing. In order for us to keep doing it, I'd rather be here talking about this than stopping myself from being in some kind of ICE detention center so I can be in the studio doing what I got to do. That's the whole point.
Let's dive into it, man, because we talk about lanes of change, everything we talk about on this show, and one of the lanes is Love Supreme, the Love Supreme Warrior, Art Warriors, and that's wholeheartedly what this building, what this place represent. I mean, songs like Waterfalls. Think about what the message of that song is. You know what I mean? Don't go chasing waterfalls.
Right.
Even Cell Therapy.
Right.
Shout out to the OGs. Like, actually, Cell Therapy is one of those tracks. I mean, listen to the title, Cell Therapy. We're talking about mass incarceration. Who's that peeking in the window? Pow. Nobody now. Like, listen to that song. A lot of the things we're talking about now, a lot of the things we're seeing come to fruition now. Gip, Cujo, CeeLo, they talked about it all in that song.
Coming soon. Shout out to We Outside show as well that you got something to do over there, man. That's where I got to hear the last time I heard anything that Big Gip had to say over there. That was on We Outside show. So shout out to We Outside. Shout out to all the things that you got going on there in Atlanta that we're definitely trying to marry here to Omaha, Nebraska. It's Omaha's kind of center of the universe, man. And there's a lot that centers around it, and a lot of connections to be made there as well. So shout out one of the songs that has always been the thing for me was that get up, get out, get up, man. Get out and get something. The Goody Mob on the mic right behind Buddy. That's probably where that was done right there on that mic. And of course, that Goody Mob is where CeeLo Green came from, who will be here on Saturday at the Gene Leahy Mall on the riverfront. All things connected. The Unity Fest. Shout out to Freedom Tainment for putting this Unity Fest on and bringing out CeeLo Green on that day. Also on that same day, some more heavy hitters: Everett Hart, Paul Jackson Jr., and Jeff Lorber, the legendary Jeff Lorber, man. I can see legendary Everett Hart now. He been in the game since early '80s. These cats been doing it, man. And you're talking about some master jazz cats. If you're a jazz head at all, jazz, funk, or soul head at all, then it's all about the Love 'em Jazz Festival that's happening this same day, Saturday, August 30th, from 4 to 10. And then, of course, if you want to slide over, you can hop over to Gene Leahy Mall at about 7 o'clock and check out CeeLo. It's going to be a blackety black day this Saturday. And then, of course, the blackety blackness has continued on till Sunday with the Afrofest. The Afrofest is always, it's one of them institutions now. Got to go every year. Got to get back. Got to meet more people, get into the community deeper, and most importantly for me, check out all the food trucks.
Yeah.
The food goes down Afrofest. Check it out. This is coming Sunday, August 31st at the Heartland of America Park from 2 to 9. It's supposed to be good weather this time too. Usually last time I went out there, it was so hot. It was really hard to deal with, but I think the weather's going to be eased up this time around. So Saturday and Sunday is going to be chock full of what's going on. Let us know if you're planning on going to any of those things or if there's anything else we're missing because of those things that are happening right now. So appreciate it very much. Appreciate all of you. We'll take a quick break and we'll come right back and get back into the discussion. Wrap this show up. We got about 25 minutes left in the show, and we've got some things to continue to talk about. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. You're listening to First Sky Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
Space is the place. Season 3B. My name is Paul Beee. He's buddy to Gawd. We'll be right back.
Hey.
Omaha, get ready to groove. The Love 'em Jazz Festival is back Saturday, August 30th at Turner Park in Midtown Crossing. Enjoy the sounds of jazz funk soul, Jeff Lorber, Paul Jackson Jr., Everett Harp, plus Julian Vaughn and 480 East. It all happens from 4 to 10 p.m. and it's free and open to the public. Bring your friends and your love for great music. The free Love 'em Jazz Festival, August 30th at Turner Park, starts at 4 p.m.
Welcome back. We ain't done yet. Hold on. Welcome back now. Now we back. Have to get a little. Man, love that track. Can't believe you sitting there at the board that mixed that track right now. That's incredible. It's incredible. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. First Guy Omaha in the morning. About 25 minutes left in the broadcast. We appreciate you guys coming through. Raquel Henderson in the chat saying level up. That's right. Level up is happening too. We're going to talk about some of the freedomtainment things that are going down. Level up is also happening. Yeah, you guys be doing some giveaways and all kinds of stuff with that. I don't have a flyer for it right at this moment, but I'm going to grab it. But shout out to Raquel Henderson and freedomtainment. Of course, man, we're so excited about this. This is all. I forgot all about the Level Up flyer, but we got the Unity Festival flyer for sure. Shout out to freedomtainment for what they're doing over here, bringing out CeeLo Green, headliner, 5-time Grammy Award winner. You know who CeeLo Green is.
Man, come on. And if not, you crazy.
If not, what's wrong with you? Right on, man. Thank you again. If you missed any parts of the interview with the Senator Cypher or parts of this show, go back and check them out at YouTube. Hit the like and subscribe. And we were kind of in the midst of talking about a few things. We got a few more things to discuss before we get out of here at 9 o'clock. Buddy, what's next on the agenda?
It's not quite, time for follow the money, but a report came out about budget amendments, and wanted to talk about it a little bit. Again, we have some ideas. Shout out to Sister Raquel Henderson and reminding us of the Level Up, because when I see this, I'll be honest, I'm surprised that I'm not seeing funds go to those kind of programs as far as Level Up and things that actually let's look into it. Let's actually look into it. Again, if you haven't seen this post, you can find it on Friends of, as far as again the list of amendments from each council member. Again, each council member has the right and the opportunity to amend the mayor's budget, which was released earlier in the summer. We talked about that. Of course, funds going towards police, but also things like parks and libraries also getting funded. But very interesting on what some of our council members decided that they wanted to make a priority and try to divert some funds towards. So do you have each one of those, or you just got that? Can we put that on the screen?
I do. Yeah. We can start with District 1, Pete Festerson. That's my district right now. Pete Festerson. We had talked to him about the Florence Park Maintenance Fund with additional and digital speed signs and things like that. Also funds to local food pantries, Food Bank, Saving Grace, Together Inc., and Heart Ministry. Pete, Brother Festerson, he gets down, man. He got, as far as I'm concerned, he's got his heart in the right place on a bunch of stuff. And there's a lot of people, of course, have criticism about all that, but for the most part, I feel like he's an ally that is kind of thinking about those things as well. So again, this is his version of what he wants to see amended in that budget. And that's what all of these are. Moving on, of course, to District 2, which is the North Omaha situation. That's LaVanya Goodwin. Shout out to City Council Member LaVanya Goodwin. Put some respect on her name. Funds for a pilot program for the 9 business improvement districts that will assist with emergency cleanup and maintenance. She's very heavy on cleanups, maintenance, safety, making North Omaha be just as dope as West Omaha or any other place in Omaha. She feels like that's the answer for making that the case for North Omaha. So I'm not surprised there. She says in the CIP budget added more funds for phase 2 of the North 24th Streetscape improvement projects, which she has been the one that was heading that up before, bringing some millions into the Deuce and a quarter area, and wants to continue on with phase 2 of that. So that's her amendment. Also, Bagley in District 3, which is South Omaha, funds to the Nebraska Center for Workforce Development and Education to increase jobs in the trades, as well as funds to the furniture project. I'm not sure what the furniture project is. We'll have to dig into that. But workforce development and education, increasing jobs, sounds pretty good. Those are some of the things they need over there on that section. Also, Ron Hug in District 4 funds for 2 portable cameras for OPD for the purpose of monitoring illegal dumping. So I read the first part of that sentence. I was like, but then I read the whole thing, and I'm like, okay. How do you monitor illegal dumping? We want to kind of keep the areas clean as well. Have people dumping trash illegally in our areas. That is something that is not great for whatever district you're in. So I can see that. But yeah, it's starting off with 2 portable cameras for Omaha Police Department. Always my face is twisted up by the time I get to the second line of that.
Yeah. Don't they got cameras they not using?
Ooh. Hold on, say it again for the people in the back. Say it again.
Yeah, don't they got cameras they not using? They need more.
I mean, if they might as well take them off the body if they're not going to use the body cam.
That part.
Funds for storage unit for Spring Lake Park. So something that's significant to District 4 there, I guess. Moving on to District 5, which is Don Rowe, funds to the Heartland Hope Mission, homelessness and food resources. He only had one amendment, and that was what he wanted to do for it. So sounds like shout out to Rowe on this one.
Okay.
And then District 6, Brinker Harding. This is where it gets interesting. Park facility improvement funds, because we need to have some nice parks. Funds to the Omaha Municipal Land Bank. Okay. In order to buy up more land, I'm not sure. And also take the words diversity, equity, and inclusion out of the budget. Introduced by Harding and Milton.
Yeah.
So there you go. There you go. And speaking of Milton, Amy Milton, funds for tennis court at Sunny Slope Park. Don't know where that is. Also, take out the wording of DEI in the budget in partnership with Harding. So there's your partnership. And it's interesting. We did get to speak with Amy Milton when the race was happening there for the seats. She did agree to come and do an interview with us. You can see it on YouTube. Pretty good conversation. It was an example of a civil conversation between 2 people who have ideologically different ideas. So interesting to see. And but ultimately what it is that you're pushing for, what it is you want to spend money on, and what it is your politics is going to inform how how much you will be able to work with people. So this is they have the people that they're working with. This is in partnership with Harding. Now we understand what's going on there. Harding is somebody who did not respond to an interview when we reached out, and so I thought that was interesting too.
That's an interesting point. Anthony Rogers right in the chat. He says Harding should not be using city council. You can keep that image up there. Harding should not be using city council as a platform to run for Congress. If you look at the top right, it says running for Congress in 2026.
Ooh,
It's interesting. Yeah, that is interesting because it is kind of an unfair advantage as a city council member. You get more exposure anytime you release an official statement like this, or something official like this as a city council member. It is interesting to tie it to your run for Congress. Could this be campaign material? You know what I mean? Like, it's very interesting.
I mean, especially with naming names introduced by Harding and Milton. So talking about some budgets, the things that they introduced together. RG peeped that too, noticing that Harding earmarked that as running for Congress. Interesting. Anthony Rogers Wright has an interesting idea on this as well. He says it's a trap being set for Mayor Ewing. If he keeps it in, they will say he's hurting Omaha. If he takes it out, they know BIPOC will be pissed at Ewing.
Right. It is. It's a double-edged sword. I am kind of going back and forth. That's kind of the one of the big things that's jumping out from this for me is this, taking out the DEI language. But at the same time, we do know that there's a whole list of words that we obviously want to, say and support and follow that will cut your budget, that cut your funding on the federal level. So I understand the argument of taking it out to secure the funding, but at the same time, the question, was asked is that the funding that we want if you got to bend and toe like that?
I gotta say, man, I'm feeling real uncomfortable about the position that the brother's in. I'm
Mm,
I'm nervous every time. Everything is going to be what you just said, Anthony Rogers, right? Everything is going to be a trap set for Mayor Ewing.
yeah,
And when you're a mayor that's trying to when you're a mayor that has to navigate the majority in this city, I'm just nervous about it. I'm nervous about if he missteps in our community, how much vitriol we gonna have for him over that, without considering the pressure, without considering the traps being set and so on. I'm ready to have a conversation if there's some things that come up that I feel need some clarification when it comes to him. All the way around, to me, that's what this is all about. To me, all the way around, there's going to be not even people trying to set traps, just some traps. There's some traps
yeah,
set. Let alone the people that are trying to set them up.
man.
Um, and
Say that.
ultimately, whether what I agree with him, what I disagree with him on, uh, either way, he's a brother from North Omaha, bro. First black mayor in the city, and uh, and a cool dude. Like, to me, somebody who I can consider a friend, and I can do that with disagreeing with some things or not trusting the law enforcement side or whatever it is that I got a problem with personally. I still am here. There's something about what I know about him now that is saying I'm meeting a human being here. So
Hmm.
whenever I'm feeling these feelings of these traps being set, I start getting real nervous, man. I feel like it could be set. They can set. They'll nervous for the brother, and want to figure out how I can support what he decides on on the things he decides. And if I don't support it, if I'm not with it, already getting in my mind, okay, I'm gonna figure out some grace though. We're gonna figure out how to deal with this without
That's the word.
throw him in the trash
That's the
because
word.
grace.
Grace. Grace. I mean, same thing with the senators. In LB 1024. We understood their position. We understood the environment in which they were trying to, not everybody, but we understood, what was going on and why things played out the way they played out. So yeah, we can definitely give each other a little more grace in all of this. And rocking a hard place is definitely how I would, describe Mayor Ewing's position, not just with the law enforcement, but the ICE situation. How will he respond under pressures from the federal government, Trump, Governor Pillen? What will that look like? Of course, development, as far as investment, it was intentional economic development is the phrase that he used. Will the people respond like he's trying to gentrify the hood? Yeah, it is very interesting to see how this will all play out.
And I will say, add one more thing to that too. And I don't, from my conversations with him, I don't picture that he's like, oh, it'll be a breeze. We got this figured out. I think he feels that pressure. I
Mhm.
think he wants to make sure he does something for the black community. And I think he feels like it's not going to be an easy. This ain't no walk in the park job.
Yeah,
He's got some ideas. He's going to push these ideas. He knows it's going to be a tough situation, and so that also lends towards me feeling like wanting to give some grace. If he was in here like, no, I got it all figured out, and because a lot of that figuring out going to be some stuff that I don't agree with. So he 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 successfully transmuted to me this idea that he knows that he's out here getting ready to get tested, and that there's a lot of pressure, and
so
he's concerned about it. Yeah,
we'll see if he passed the tests.
we'll see.
I do want to. Acknowledge brother Anthony Rogers right, and actually we got brother Skill Slim. I didn't even see that, man. Good morning,
Yeah,
brother.
I was trying to bring him up. He said, "No one is above examination."
True.
In the spirit of what we just talking about. And shout out
True.
to you, bro. Appreciate you. Good seeing
Yeah.
you. And what
Yeah.
were you saying, Anthony Rogers? Right?
Anthony Rogers, right? Yep. He says, "Thing is, the only federal grants Harding and Melton care about are for more law enforcement toys like helicopters," which is a very valid thought and point. Um, and it is interesting when you look at it from that perspective. So we're talking about less diversity, equity, and inclusion, and more police. Yeah, it sounds like a certain agenda, if you ask me.
Big time, big time. Tony Johnson, you hope this his political allies, party, and organizations are working behind scenes to minimize the traps. I hope they are.
Yeah.
So we will see. We will soon see how true and sincere and support from his networks is for him. We will see that he has brought on some good folks on his team, and he left some people there that were good. You know, shout out to Tamara Dwyer. Shout out to the sister they just brought on. Why am I forgetting the name?
Sister Raquel.
Raquel. Yeah, thank you, Sister Raquel. Like I said, he's bringing on team members that is helping with these things. But again, man, everybody's gonna be under fire here for sure.
Yeah, actually, I just seen him. He had a meeting with Leo that sounded like it was pretty productive. I saw a post about that, and then of course they had brother Sherman Wells in there as well, doing some work as far as the gang intervention, gang prevention. So man, it's hope. It's hope.
Yeah, Mama God says it does help when the mayor is grounded in reality and lived in the dang state in which they they govern.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
part.
yeah.
That part.
And if we can't have DEI in the budget, how can there be a more diverse police force? That's the argument the mayor should make. There you go. An idea there. Appreciate that.
Man,
Yeah. And should he worry about? Should it be something that's worried about too much? Can we just understand that in the police force we need more people who are from the communities in which they police, and that just be a thing without it even having to be diversity, equity, and inclusion on purpose type of situation. I'm not sure. The mayor does talk about giving a hand up instead of a hand out, so I don't know what that means, but I have heard him speak positively about DEI in the first place,
hmm
understanding that you're a person of color yourself that has gotten to this space, and you understand the importance of that. So you know that that's what's needed, and we're fighting against something. So we'll see, and
yeah,
we can get caught up with that language too, that DEI language all the time.
yeah,
Really, who's right for the job? Is kind of like us. They can use that argument against you too, but who's right for the job? As far as when I'm thinking about police force stuff, can you just be from the area that you're policing at the very least?
man.
So
Yeah, yeah, and it actually reminds me of a point in our conversation with the mayor where I asked that head on as far as whether or not he felt an obligation to the black community, in which he said he did very much so, did not shy away from that. So what that means and how that will show up in his policy and decision making is we'll see, we'll definitely see.
tune into YouTube. We will have that discussion with the mayor up soon. So you can see for yourself the kind of conversation that we had. I think it's. I was very happy to have that and be able to ask the questions. Buddy had some really good questions to be able to ask for that. Also, check out Omaha Magazine. I did a piece there
Man,
talking about him there as well. So shout out to Omaha Magazine for reaching out to us and saying that that's how they reached out. They reached out and said it's very significant and important that this is the first black mayor of Omaha, Nebraska. We want somebody black to make sure that we. They didn't say they want somebody black. They said they wanted me to write something about it. So that's how we got in there right now as well. Omaha Superman John Ewing begins a new chapter of leadership. Check it
man,
out, omahamagazine.com, and also start ordering Omaha Magazine. They're branching out a little bit on that. So shout
yeah,
out to
yeah.
them for doing that.
Todd and the whole fam, shout out, shout
Yeah,
out.
man. Buddy used to be a part of that situation. I mean, like,
Yeah.
there's some history there with Omaha Magazine with us.
Yeah, actually, the Omaha Magazine was my first media job in Omaha. That was my very first media job coming back from school. I tried to go to 1069 NRG. They didn't even look at my resume.
Hmm.
Yeah, man. Did a little with Bill King, but he was kind of moving around and getting his boss situation put together at the time, and ended up at Omaha Magazine for I was there for about like 2 years.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
So
man. So,
it's still very important. I'm understanding more about it now that I'm writing some stuff for it about how important it is. We don't really have a major magazine in Omaha, so it's kind of important that that magazine, reflects some diverse, the diversity we have here in the city. And
mhm.
it seems like they're working on that a little bit with that. So shout out to Doug Meeks and everybody who's over there trying to keep those things in mind and all that good stuff as well. Definitely check out the article if you would.
Yeah,
Appreciate
there you go. About
you.
6 minutes left. Paul, what you thinking?
I love this what Christy Norris saying. Imagine being worried about diversity, but not about dictatorship. I've been seeing it
Man,
around.
make it make sense.
I've been seeing it. RG says, speaking of YouTube, Beezy been hoarding the chat chimer footage from the kickback, bro. Bro, if you knew how behind I was on cutting video footage, you might not see that till next chat chimers kickback. We'll see.
Man, yeah, we working on it. We working on it, but we got a lot. We still be honest, we still cutting on this mayor interview. I'm just it's coming though. It's coming.
It's coming. Shout out to Ariel's 402. Shout out Mir Sanchez says demographics, not DEIA, not
Mm,
DEI. If the community is half black, white, all elected positions, utilities companies, police, school boards should not be all white, not be all black, half and half.
definitely.
I can see that. Mama God says if not from the area, at least required to engage in actions towards success. That too. That too. Yeah, appreciate your comments. Definitely appreciate your comments. Got about 5 minutes left in the show, so we'll go ahead and do a little wrap up here, buddy. What's on your mind?
Man, just a quick thought in response to what Mama God just said. If not from the area, at least required to engage in actions towards success. Um, the conversation of education and policing, like why, man, beyond just the training that they get from the force, I think officers should be required to get at least an associate's degree in some kind of mental psychology, something, political science, something
Not gonna happen.
beyond just man. Yeah,
And I'll
they
tell you
reps
why.
mental
I
health
did, I
doctors.
did some research on this years ago, and there's a reason why they want a certain grade level education when it comes to police. They found that when you have higher education, you've read more things. You have a little bit harder time inflicting the kind of policing they want to do on a area.
You don't say. You don't say.
Yeah, I mean we've been saying it, but there's actual studies that say it now. So it is the thing. It's the why you get in movies and TV shows the dumb cop trope all the time. It's a trope because of how much it is. You just go in swinging, you go in shooting and ask questions later, and this it ain't no good for them, bro. There's a high rate of suicide in the police department because of they finally figuring out what they're doing. It ain't no good for them, bro. So it would be nice. It would be good. It would be a better type of situation if there was if there was some deeper education, if they could figure out something else. But if they did, they would be the whole system would be disrupted.
Man, it
The
would
whole
dismantle
system.
itself. It would dismantle itself
That's right.
because it would the illusion would disappear. Again, y'all seen the moment during the last Senator Cypher. The rose colored glasses are coming off.
There you
So
go.
there you go, man. Just about 3 minutes left. We appreciate everybody who tuned in with us. Big shout out to Senator Ashlei Spivey, Senator Terrell McKinney. Make sure you're tapping in with them. Please go and support IB Black Girl, man. They got the Kiki coming up November 8th. Tatiana Ali coming through.
Hey.
Tickets, man. Get your tickets. Come through for the Kiki. If you like the kickback, that's all the Kiki is. It's just another kickback. So
We'll be keying with each other on that stuff. That's what it is, man.
yeah.
Also, November 16th, don't forget, man, Spike Lee gonna be in town, bro. Definitely check out film streams right now. I think members' tickets are going on sale, and then they'll be to the general public, and that's gonna sell out pretty fast. So definitely check this out. Being sitting in the room at the Holland with Spike Lee. It's going down. Feature 9. Shout out to Film Streams for everything they've done, man. Shout out to my friend Rachel Jacobson, man, who this is her brainchild in the first place, man. Film Streams is a very important institution in Omaha. It's the only art house theater that we have here, and as you can see, they don't just show movies. So definitely check them out. And also, before we get to your final words, man, I just want to say Shout out to the Love 'em Festival for bringing out the heavy hitters on the Love 'em Jazz Fest that's coming up on the 30th. From 4 to 10, man, Everett Hart, Paul Jackson Jr., and Jeff Lorber are going to be headlining. There's going to be some other acts there too, but these are the headliners right here. And man, so you're talking about some heavy hitters. Turner Park Midtown Crossing is starting at 4 o'clock. A little later on that night, CeeLo Green is going to be in the situation as well. Shout out to Freedom Tainment that's putting this together. The Unity Festival is happening on August 30th and 7 o'clock. It'll be starting there as well. You can see all the people, man. First of all, hosted by With Love Felicia. Shout out to Mind and Soul fam right there. There's going to be Chad Stoner, man. There's going to be a Mexican band that's playing. Anjali and Time is going to be playing. So not just CeeLo Green, but some heavy hitters here from Omaha as well. And I appreciate that they're doing that. And I also went ahead and found that Unity flyer, that Level Up flyer as well. This is happening August 30th from 11 to 4. So this is an all day deal, man. 11 o'clock, me at Gene Leahy Mall. And there'll be free raffles, win a washer and dryer, bicycles, laptops, gift cards, and more. Shout out to Freedom Tainment. So get your free ticket at freedomtainment.com and receive a free raffle ticket for a chance to win big. So shout out to what they got going on here, man. Jobs, housing, resources, free haircuts, free food, face painting for the kids. The Level Up, 4th annual Level Up event is always something good for the families in a big way. If you have any questions on that, you can give them a call at 531-772-0842 or go to freedomtainment.com and get your free ticket and check that out as well. Shout out to Freedom Tainment for putting all these things on, man, in a big way. Yes. So
I love that they staggered those events. The Level Up is from 11 to 4. The Love 'em is from 4 to 10, and then you got the CeeLo rounding off the night, man. So
I don't think they did that on purpose, but it happened to work out that way as far as the Love 'em Fest. And this is how they staggered theirs: Level Up earlier in the day, CeeLo later on the night. That's usually what they do for the Freedom Tainment stuff that way. But I'm so glad that we got something in the middle to go check out as well. Just make a day of it. Make a day and come on through. So appreciate that very much. And then of course on Sunday, the very next day, Sunday is popping off, and that's going to be something legendary as well. The Afro Fest Omaha is happening the next day. So this is kind of this will be a staycation weekend here. Go see everything going on. You can live like a tourist in Omaha for the weekend. Got all this stuff
out on the town, man.
Yeah, that's what's up. RG is saying, welcome to the 3rd hour of First Guy in the Morning, but that's not going to happen.
Hey.
Nah, bro. Nah. As a matter of fact, bro, we might go back to an hour, bro. Just warn you now. We might make some changes here. We're always making some changes. We got to make the changes. And the changes are really based on response. So thank you to all of you who respond, who come onto the show, who stay through the show, who come back, who comment, who check it out later on in the day and comment. It's all about the participation. This is an outreach session. This is a roundtable conversation with you, the community, you, the people, on the things that are going on here. And that's how we've been treating it thus far. And we're going to make some changes to that coming up as well, so we can enhance that even further. So everybody who's been down, we appreciate you. We'll be hitting you up and talking about changes that'll be happening. Usually we make changes and implement them next season. So we'll probably keep doing this season. But that's Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 7 to 9. That's what we've been doing. So stay around with us and keep coming back, and tell a friend, because we want to get as many voices in as we can on these conversations. With that, buddy, you got some words for the people?
Yeah, man. Appreciate, the listeners as always for tuning in, especially our chat chimers, letting your mind be free, letting your voice be heard, giving so much valuable input to the conversation. It would not be the same without you. So thank you. We call you our co-host for a reason, but even more so the fam. So thank you. Big shout out, but also that extends to our ghost listeners, our monitoring spirits, everybody that's tuned in right now. We appreciate you. We love you all the same. Tell a friend, man. Come on through. Let's keep growing. Let's keep expanding. Speaking of, us making changes and responding to how you respond, that's a big part of it. We're watching the numbers always, and they are growing. So let's keep it going. Man. Tell a friend, come on through, join the conversation. And in the meantime, between time, catch the same time, same place, here on First Guy Omaha in the morning, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. First Guy Omaha in the morning. Hey, there you go. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, again on Facebook and YouTube. But also look out for the weekly wrap every Friday. Until then, Paul B.
Yo. Man, Pop says a great way to start off our week. Thank you, Paul and Buddy. See you on Wednesday. Appreciate you, Pops.
Yes,
appreciate everybody that's come on through. I love it. Mama God says, "Welcome back to the big old Paul, but it feels like Siberia compared to. I bet it feels like Siberia compared to Cali." No, it was a stark difference. I spent a lot of time on the West Coast out here, and it was like I said, it was 108 degrees last week. It was definitely a different type of everything. I really noticed how different the air is, the sun feels, everything. So yeah, it felt the difference this time. And and also I will say before I leave too, with travel comes a lot of clarity about stuff. So first of all, shout out to Pops for hosting me there, and I'm so glad that me and him are the kind of the friends we are. Terrence Martin used to call Curly his homeboy all the time. I kind of feel like that about my pops too. We get together and we philosophize on some things, and I usually come away with some wisdom. So I appreciate you very much, Pops, for hosting me there and being in my life and showing me some things. And I definitely feel like I got some clarity about how I need to move coming back to Omaha in a big way. Travel does that for you. So I highly encourage you to do some cloud hopping, get in the wind, contemplate some things, look at your life from the outside, from a distance, and then come back and implement some of the changes. And that's what I'm on right now. So again, I couldn't do that without a great host. So appreciate you, Pops, in a big way. I'll be back soon in a big way. And also before we get out of here, listen, shout out to Stankonia Studios, having the vision to hire Buddy the Gawd. Shout out to Buddy the Gawd for falling asleep in the chair and getting up and having to do the show from the studio.
Hey.
Shout out to everybody who grew up on Outkast and Goody Mob. Name some names, bro. Name some names. Who else do we need to thank over there at Stankonia?
Man, first of all, shout out to the OG Yoda, Ray Murray, man. Definitely rest in peace. Man, rest in peace to Rico Wade. Rest in peace to Uncle Mooney, man. Yeah, man. Just big shout out to the whole Dungeon fam for definitely welcoming me in. Even, the people behind the scenes, man, the managers, big shout out to the Dungeon fam. There's some real situations going on, and also look out, man. Of course, if you speaking of cloud hopping, if you got a little extra funds, you want to come down to the One Music Fest, there will be a big Dungeon family tribute where they're doing all of going through the whole situation as far as the Dungeon family, Goody Mob, Outkast, Future, who's also a part of the Goody Mob or the Dungeon family, will be headlining. It's going to be a crazy show. Then, of course, later this year, they will be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So there's going to be a big induction celebration and performance with that. Not sure the details, but yeah, I'm excited. I already know they got some things up their sleeves with that, man. So look out for that. And yeah, in the meantime, between time, man, take care of yourselves.
Big time, man. I'm not speaking over the beat just in case YouTube come and cut the beat out. You know how Facebook be doing. All right, we're going to get out of here, man. Appreciate everybody that joined us today. And we will see you on Wednesday. We got a special guest coming through on Wednesday as well that I just forgot who it was because we are very booked up this time around. Brother Roscoe Wallace will be here on Wednesday. And be looking out for Brother Kasim on Friday as well. So we got more show to come. A big way. Meantime, between time, shout out to the Umaha Tribe elders for allowing us to be on this land and speak while we're here. Shout out to our elders for allowing us to speak before you. Shout out to you, the chat chimers, allowing us to speak with you. And shout out to Stankonia for all funky things. Peace. We'll see you Wednesday.
Peace.
By the way, Vanglorious. This is protected by the red